Hi, I'm Margie Coonsey, MDA Governance Manager. Have you ever thought about what makes the MDA run smoothly? Who makes decisions to guide the association? Well, it's not just the MDA Board of Trustees or the staff, it's you, the member, and at all three levels, local, state, and national. Many dentists, just like you, volunteer their time to ensure the association is a benefit to all members. The goal of this video is to give you a brief overview of how you can become involved. But before you think, not me, not now, I hope you'll give me a few minutes of your time. I know you have a busy practice and personal life. Every member does. I hope by taking a few minutes to learn what I'll be sharing, you'll think, maybe I can. Many of our positions require a commitment of only a couple of days per year. And no matter the commitment of any leadership role, the MDA staff will be with you along the way, providing resources to help you succeed. So let's get started with this high-level overview. If something sparks your interest, please reach out to me. And don't forget, your component meetings are coming up soon, and that's a great place to share your interest. The MDA has one official business meeting each year in November, and it's called the House of Delegates. The House is comprised of dentist representatives from each component society, called delegates and alternates. These members consider and vote on all resolutions that set policy or association directives. This is a two-day meeting in Jefferson City. While the time commitment is only 2 days, we do ask that you review meeting materials prior to the House of Delegates so that you're prepared for discussion and voting on resolutions. For anyone interested, we have an additional video for a complete overview of the House of Delegates. The term of this position is 1 year, but members may serve more than 1 year. Just as we have a House of Delegates, so does the ADA. It's the same format as the MDA, but on a much larger scale. Missouri is allotted delegates and alternates based on our membership numbers. Because Greater Kansas City and Greater St. Louis dental societies have a larger portion of our membership, they always have representatives at the ADA House of Delegates. The smaller component societies use a rotation schedule, so that means you won't have representation at every ADA House of Delegates. The date and location of the ADA House changes each year, but it's usually in September or October. It's at the same location as the ADA Annual Session or SmileCon, so that you're able to get some good CE while you're there and also visit the exhibit hall. The position is designed for a member to serve 2 years as an alternate to become acclimated to the position in the process, and then 2 years as a delegate as a full voting member. It's not required, though, that you serve all 4 years. Travel is required, but the MDA budgets each year to offset expenses for ADA delegates and alternates. In surveys, advocacy for the dental profession continues to be the most important benefit that members cite the association provides. There are 2 committees that help with our advocacy efforts, the Legislative and Regulatory Committee and MDA. Members of each should be legislatively active at both the component and state level and have a good understanding of the political process. Let's take a look at each of these committees. The Legislative and Regulatory Committee, commonly referred to as LRC, is an advisory committee to the MDA board, and it helps direct the MDA legislative agenda. The LRC meets virtually twice per year in the evening for about 1 hour. The first meeting is to discuss and submit a proposed legislative agenda for approval by the MDA Board of Trustees. The second meeting is after the legislative session to review the fate of the agenda items. An email listserv is used for interim discussion and votes. Also in between meetings, the LRC chair works with the MDA president, executive director, and our contract lobbyist team to make interim decisions. Committee members are strongly encouraged to attend any MDA lobbying events. The term of the position is 1 year, but members may serve multiple terms. The Missouri Dental Political Action Committee, or MDA, helps promote the MDA's legislative agenda through fundraising and contributions to state lawmakers. Different from the LRC, MDA has its own board and bylaws. It meets in person once per year at the MDA House of Delegates in November in Jefferson City. But most of the MoDEMPAC work is done through an email listserv. A term on the MoDEMPAC board is 4 years. So if serving on either the LRC or their PAC does not interest you, but you still want to help with our advocacy efforts, we encourage you to support us through making a donation to MoDEMPAC. You can do that when you pay your dues, or by calling and setting up a recurring monthly contribution, or just a one-time donation. We truly appreciate your support. Each spring, the ADA hosts a Denison Student Lobby Day in Washington, D.C. Attendees are referred to as Action Team Leaders, or ATLs for short. There are positions available for each of Missouri's 8 congressional districts and 1 position for each of our 2 senator districts. There's also a new dentist position that attends at large. An existing personal relationship with a legislator or their staff member is a definite plus. Travel to Washington, D.C. is required, but the MDA budgets to help offset those expenses. The term of this position is 1 year. Another committee that we have is the Articles of Agreement and Bylaws Committee, and although it's a year-long committee, members only have a couple of duties. The first duty is to review the manual of the MDA House after the Speaker and I have made suggested revisions. Those are typically date changes and any changes that have resulted from a resolution adopted at a previous House of Delegates meeting. This is all done through email listserv. The other commitment is to attend the MDA House of Delegates and serve on the reference committee. In that capacity, you will listen to other members' feedback on resolutions and as a group, write a report to the MDA House with recommendations on how to vote. All with the assistance of an MDA team member who is present at the meeting and assists with the report. As with the MDA House, travel to Jefferson City is required for the 2-day event. You don't have to be a delegate or alternate delegate to serve on this committee, but most are to be fully engaged with the House proceedings. This is a 1-year term, but you may serve multiple terms. The committee has many long-term members who are happy to show newcomers the ropes. The New Dentist Committee is an advisory committee to the MDA board to provide guidance about the needs and issues of a new dentist. The committee also helps engage new dentists across the state with events and activities designed just for that segment of membership in mind. It also elects a member to represent the committee on the MDA Board of Trustees. The committee has 1 voting representative from each of the 8 component societies, as well as at-large representatives. The committee also includes a dental student representative, dental school faculty, and liaisons from both MDA and MDIS. Terms on the committee vary, so there's not always an open seat. But even if you aren't ready to serve on the committee right now, reach out to us to make sure you're receiving the new dentist communications from the MDA. I hope this overview has provided a sneak peek into organized dentistry. We created this video to describe in brief the opportunities that exist for leadership positions and to assure you that most roles don't take a lot of time or effort. Plus, the MDA team is there to assist you all along the way to help you succeed. We hope you attend your local component society meetings. These usually only last a couple of hours, and you'll get an update from your MDA trustee as well as at least once a year an update from MDA leadership. This is where you'll find out what's happening at the local, state, and national level. And it's a great way to meet new people in your area. Visit modental.org components to find your component society meeting information. So I encourage you to dip your toe in and start small or jump in head first, whatever is your style. We look forward to working with you and to help all members succeed.